Welcome to Design Your CEO Life. I'm your host, Shay Cannon. I have designed my CEO life to live and work my business from anywhere in the world. I started this journey in Belize. I lived in Mexico for 3 years. After that, I was in Buenos Aires, Argentina for a year and a half before coming back to my favorite little beach town of Playa del Carmen, Mexico. I am truly living my best life just 3 blocks from the Caribbean Sea. Thank you for joining me as I share a conversation, stories, and strategies on how you can live your best CEO life and design it the way you want it to be. Can you guys believe that this is episode 8? It is our season finale, y'all. So, episode 8, Tramp stamp. Put a stamp on your own rewards card by celebrating yourself. It's so important. It is a huge part of designing your CEO life. We aren't designing these lives not to live well and have fun and not to celebrate ourselves. So today, I want to go into the fact that it is important, it is mandatory that we celebrate ourselves. It's funny because one of the things that we love about certain services or restaurants or our favorite retail store is when we get that little rewards card, right? When we get to stamp that we've been there, we spent money, and we're going to get something good, right? We need one of those for our life, right? You did all of these things, right? You achieved this goal, stamp. You achieved that goal. You solved that problem. You survived this issue. We deserve rewards. We deserve to celebrate ourselves. You may think it's something that is not quite important, but let me start off by going into all the things that you're probably experiencing because you don't celebrate and reward yourself. You're probably experiencing decreased motivation. Well, we've already said motivation is bullcrap anyway, but the fact that you never really have it, not that you're not consistently having it, but you never really are motivated, it's because without rewards, you may lose the drive to continue to work on something, to continue to work towards something. Lack of recognition, let me tell you, even in the workplace, if you were not recognized for something, you felt some kind of way, didn't you? So, how are you out here crushing it, getting things done, living life well, and not recognizing yourself for it? So, lack of recognition for your efforts can lead to burnout. It can make it harder to stay motivated over a long period of time. And we know that for some of our goals, it takes a long period of time. Increased stress and anxiety. Woo, killers. Both of them killers. Stress kills, anxiety kills. Keeping yourself in that state. No, you know the best way to come out of that state, celebrate yourself. But constantly pushing yourself without taking time to celebrate small wins, not just big wins, can lead to higher levels of stress and anxiety. The pressure to always achieve without any relief can be overwhelming, okay? Not celebrating yourself. It can cause lower self-esteem. If you never take the time to acknowledge your achievements, you might start to feel like you're not doing enough. You're not good enough. It could lead to feelings of inadequacy, okay? Which can erode your self-confidence over time. And we don't want that, right? We've already talked about burnout. Continuous efforts of getting things done, always in work mode, always in achieve mode, without breaks, without rewards, definitely lead to burnout. When you don't allow yourself to rest and recognize progress, you risk physical, mental, and emotional exhaustion. All right? What about diminished joy and satisfaction? The process of achieving goals should be a sense of fulfillment. And you can feel that sense of fulfillment all along the way. You don't have to wait to the end. You don't have to wait for big stuff. You don't have to wait until somebody else does it. Celebrate yourself. If you never pause to reward yourself, you can miss out on joy and satisfaction that comes from reflecting on your accomplishments. Did you even consider And this is where we could take the glasses off because this is definitely serious. Did you consider that the fact that you don't know how to celebrate yourself and reward yourself is having a negative impact on your relationships? Because if you're always focused on the next task and never celebrate milestones, and it can create a sense of disconnect in your relationships. Because if you don't know how to celebrate yourself, most likely you don't know how to celebrate other people. If you wait for something big to celebrate yourself, you might be out here waiting on something big to celebrate other people. Others might feel that you're too focused on work, leading to feelings of isolation and lack of shared joy. You're negatively impacting your relationships because you don't know how to celebrate yourself. You can have reduced creativity and problem solving ability because you don't know how to celebrate yourself. Continuous work without rewards can stifle creativity. So, taking time to reward yourself often provides mental space needed for new ideas, innovation, and solutions to problems. So, you out here working, 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 causing way more problems when you could be celebrating the work that you've done and setting the stage for solving future problems. It's just something that happens inside the body when you celebrate yourself, and that inside joy comes out in so many different ways, right? So it is important, no matter what you think, it actually is hugely important to celebrate and reward yourself. Now, those were the bad things, right? What are some of the good things that can happen because you are celebrating yourself? Well, of course, some of the stuff is just going to be opposites of the bad things, right? It's going to boost your self esteem. Who doesn't like to be celebrated, right? I talked to you about Mel Robbins on the last episode in the her 5 second rule. She had a book. She also has another book called High Five Yourself, or something like that. But basically, what the science shows, if you look at yourself in the mirror, y'all already know about looking in the mirror and doing affirmations, looking in the mirror and telling yourself you love yourself. She has a quirky little cute, if you look in the mirror and high five yourself as a celebration of yourself to start your day, you have a better day. You have a more productive day. You have a better view of yourself and the outcome of the day just by high fiving yourself. Hey, great job. That's a celebration. Celebrations don't have to be big. Of course, it can increase your consistency with motivation. It promotes positive mental health. Celebrating is a positive thing, and so it gets you to thinking positive. It creates positive energy. It encourages gratitude. And good things happen when we feel grateful. It really does. It builds resilience. Now, this is the one that if you don't believe all the woo-woo stuff, okay, you definitely know that it builds resilience. When you do good things and you celebrate those things, what happens is it helps you to remember those good things based on that celebration. And when you can remember that you've done good things in hard times, you can easily go back in your brain for proof that you have resilience, that you have survived hard times before, that you have accomplished things before, and that can help you to keep going. So it builds resilience. It enhances productivity. Once I feel good about something I've done, I'm more hyped to do more things. Okay. It fosters self love. Self love. Celebrating yourself is a way of loving yourself. And of course, if not celebrating yourself can cause distance in relationships, celebrating yourself can strengthen relationships because sharing your successes with others can strengthen your relationship. It allows others to support and celebrate with you. It fosters a sense of community and connection, right? So come on, we have to celebrate ourselves. So now that I've told you what happens if you don't celebrate yourself, and we've gone over what could happen and what life could be like if you do celebrate yourself, let me give you some ways to start celebrating yourself today, okay? We've talked before about the difference between personal care and self-care, okay? I want you to know that all personal care is not self-care. Again, when I get my nails done, It's overstimulating. It's somebody doing my nails that's on my hand and somebody doing the nails on my feet all at the same time. It's overstimulating. It doesn't feel good. It is not self-care to me. It is personal care, but all personal care, if there is any kind of resistance, a feeling of work, labor, a feeling of things that you would rather not feel as a part of your personal care, then that is not self-care. Okay? There are some people that love, they don't care. They can have their hands out, their feet out, and they're just getting it done and it makes them feel good. So that same thing for them is self-care. But self-care activities, once you know the difference, are great ways to celebrate yourself. A spa day. Who don't like a spa day? A massage. Like, you don't have to have a whole spa day with the whole, face mask and the steams and, the body scrubs. You can sometimes just pull out just the massage, right? Or just a facial. Love them, love them. So what is a self-care activity that you like, right? So sometimes self-care can just look like time to yourself. Could be self-care, right? If you have children or a lot of people in your house and time to yourself is something that is not frequent, then that can be a self-care activity. What about personal development as a reward, as a celebration of self? What is something you always wanted to learn? What I'm looking for right now is a pottery class. I always wanted to learn how to do pottery. Now, I'm going to go ahead and admit that yes, Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore in the movie Ghost, when he was sat behind her while she was making that, yes, that kind of always made me want to take a pottery class. But I also want to learn how to do pottery. I want to learn how to work clay and make dishes and art. So it's not just Patrick Swayze, rest in peace, even though he was fine to me. But yes, pottery. So what is something that you want to learn that will feel like a reward, right? Some people, there are so many things that I'm the kind of person that I like to learn even nerdy things because it's fun to me. Is there something nerdy that you want to learn? Is there some technology that is, not to help you to do work better, but some technology that maybe you could learn that will help you in life, that is fun. I love people who like to make things, right? Not necessarily pottery things, but there are people out here who create their own journals, right? They have a specific journey that they want to journal. And so they create like a template journal so they can reflect on this thing. And it's a part of their personal development, but it's a recording of their path that they take joy in, right? And some personal development is books. Who don't like reading? Some are movies, right? So personal development can come in different ways: hobbies, skills, personal growth. What kind of personal development can you pull in as a reward and as a celebration of self? Okay. What about indulgences? Some people call them guilty pleasures. I don't call them guilty pleasures because if it's a pleasure, I more than likely don't feel guilty. Okay. So let's just say indulgences. Maybe buy yourself something special. This watch, it's an Anne Klein watch. And I have a friend that she worked her way up in her nursing career, right? So she started out and she got certified as a CNA, like the nurse's assistant. And then she became an LPN, a licensed practical nurse. And then she got her bachelor's in, nursing. So she became the RN, registered nurse, right? And then she got like her master's in it or whatever, right? But what she would do all along the way was she would buy herself an Anne Klein watch for every graduation. She did it so much that I had to buy myself an Anne Klein watch. I was like, yeah, I want one of those too, right? I wasn't a nurse, but I was like, I want an Anne Klein watch. But she worked hard and she celebrated herself. So you can buy yourself something special. It could be a piece of jewelry. It could be a new outfit. It could be a new gadget. I'm a techie, so I like gadgets, right? An indulgence can be something as simple as a favorite meal, right? A cheat meal or a nice luxury meal, high class meal. It could be something that you cooked. It could be something that goes to a restaurant. What about a decadent dessert, right? There are some desserts that are just so good that you save for good times. Let me tell you a dessert that I frequently reward myself with and celebrate myself with: creme brulee. Creme brulee. I love that dessert. I don't have it all the time. It's a little rich for me. But I have it every now and then as a reminder that I deserve it, as a celebration of myself. What are some indulgences that you can indulge in as a celebration of yourself? What about a creative expression, right? Again, you can engage in a creative hobby. Have you ever created a vision board? I like creating a vision board as a celebration of myself and a reward to myself, because I am able to knock things off of that vision board that I have achieved. And so now I get to create a new vision board because I fulfill these visions. I love vision boards to celebrate my goals. You can create a vision board of just your successes. Okay? You don't even have to create a vision board of things that you envision accomplishing. What about the things you did accomplish? Have you ever thought about that? That's a good one, right? Creative expression can be dance. It can be singing. It could be going to a concert as a creative expression. Let me tell you how I don't even have to go to a concert. Me and Whitney Houston got a thing going on. I have a YouTube playlist, baby. It's just me and Whitney going through all her greatest hits. Okay. I also have a list just for dancing, like songs that make me want to dance. I have a playlist just for that. Or you can go out dancing. Go out and learn a new dance. Let me tell you how I definitely want to learn that bachata. Salsa, maybe. When I lived in Buenos Aires, Argentina, that's the land and home of tango. So I used to love to go watch them do tango. That was an art form in and of itself, right? So you can express yourself, or you can go and watch it and be a part of the energy of. Plan some experiences. Your girl love an experience, okay? So you can plan some experiences. What about planning a getaway? It could be short trips. Have you ever heard of a staycation as an experience? Like, there are places in your town where you can just get out of your house in the regular routine of things and do things in the city that you live in. There are awesome hotels with some great amenities right where you live. Or you can do a short day trip and go somewhere. You can do a weekend getaway. You can do the week-long vacation thing, okay? If you are the type of entrepreneur that has a location independent business, why don't you go and do a workcation? I do those every now and then. The last one I did was in Costa Rica, where I went for about 2 weeks. And I worked during the day, and then at night I went and explored Costa Rica. Well, afternoon to night, I explored Costa Rica, and I, took pictures, went to the museum, all kind of things. Was able to take experience the cuisine, all the things. But I still worked during the day. I just did it in another location. What about attend an event? We've already talked about concerts, but what about plays? Do you like plays? I love theater. If you love theater, then you can go to a play. You can go to one in town, or how about you go to New York and attend a play, right? What about exhibitions? There are so many different exhibitions. The one that I went to in Buenos Aires at the museum was a Frida Kahlo. She's a Mexican artist, and so if there is something you love, you can go to the exhibition of that may come to your town. Do you take yourself on solo dates? I definitely take myself on solo dates. I can go to the movies by myself, but I make a production of it. I just go to the movies. I take myself to dinner and a movie, and I make sure I get the popcorn, and I make sure I sit where I can, in the middle where I can see really good. I make sure that it's a movie that I'm going to enjoy myself. I can go to museums by myself. I can go to my favorite spot in nature by myself. Why do you think I live 3 blocks from the beach? Because I don't have to pay any money to go out there, sit in the sand, get some natural vitamin D from the sunshine, and watch the water, watch people play in the water. Where I live in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, right across the water is the island of Cozumel. We can see straight over to Cozumel on a clear day. We see y'all on y'all's cruise ships coming in and leaving. We see all of that, right? So what is something that you can do in nature? Even find a spot in the park. Just start thinking of how can you create an experience for yourself as a reward. Health and wellness. I'm gonna tell you, sometimes within health and wellness and the things you're supposed to do can be some little treats and rewards. Um, I don't necessarily like the gym, but what I see as a retreat within exercise is yoga. I love a good stretch, relaxing yoga class. I don't want to sweat. I'll stretch slowly, almost so relaxed until I want to take a nap. On the yoga mats, maybe we do floor exercises where you're laying there and we do breath work. Yeah, that can be celebrating myself instead of a full workout and with weights and cardio. That's not celebrating myself to me. But swimming can sometimes that's definitely exercise, but it could be the kind of exercise that's a treat, right? You swim laps, it's better than the weights and the cardio. What about meditation as a celebration? Meditation isn't all what you think it is, right? Meditation isn't all free your mind and free your thoughts. Sometimes meditation is a focus on good stuff, right? I don't even call it meditation. Sometimes I call it creating my intentions, where I might just sit and visualize and think about a great memory, right? Especially with people who may not be here anymore. A great memory, maybe of some past relationships with that person is long distance. But you can meditate on, which only means focus on good things as a celebration. Something as simple as sleeping in, right? Or taking a nap can be a celebration. And all of these things are still health and wellness things that can be taken as a celebration. What about social celebrations, right? Those are the ones we really think of when we think of celebrations. We think of going out with our friends, celebrating maybe a gathering, a dinner, maybe even host a dinner or a gathering in your home instead of going out. You can share things on social media, let people celebrate with you. What about volunteering? I love volunteering. There's nothing like an act of kindness as a form of celebration for me. Because sometimes if I can just help somebody else that's in a position that I used to be in, that's a celebration that I'm not there anymore, right? I can reach back and help somebody else, and that is a celebration that I'm not there anymore. Um, think about some outdoor activities, some outdoor adventures, right? I love stargazing. When I still lived in Alabama, one of the things I used to love to do was go to the airport, park on the side of the street on the road leading to the airport, and sit out on top of my car with a nice little cocktail or in a Subway sandwich, lay back with a blanket on the windshield and just watch the planes come in and take off. I love doing that. Here in Playa del Carmen, we love rooftops and we love stargazing. I even have an app, I think it's called Skyview, where I can identify the stars in the sky and all the zodiac constellations. Stargazing is an outdoor activity for me. Some of y'all like hiking and all that kind of stuff. I don't quite like that. What about a picnic, right? Just a nice picnic in the park or on the beach. Y'all know I'm a beach girl. Some type of meal outdoors surrounded by nature is a great thing. Great celebration. Take a scenic drive. I used to love when I was a kid and we used to fantasize about living in the mansion. So you drive through the rich neighborhoods. I love doing that. I love scenic drives where they're like in the fall when you are places where you can see the trees changing colors. I love a scenic drive. I love beautiful views. So yes, outdoor activities, and it doesn't have to be those that take a whole bunch of, make you sweat and stuff. That ain't my idea of celebrating. What about celebrate by writing a letter to yourself, right? Write a letter to yourself about how proud you are, how far you've come. And if you could create a journal full of letters celebrating yourself, you have created a tool that you can go back to time and time again when you need motivation, when you're feeling down. I love that. What about a good old photo shoot? Okay, even if it's not a professional photo shoot, but those are my favorite. Why not have a friend just take pictures of you? Go ahead and do a little fashion show in your closet. Pick out the outfits that make you feel good. Take pictures. Okay. New experiences. Try something new. Get out of your comfort zone. Try something new. Go to a place you haven't been. Do an activity you've never done. Try to learn how to cook something good that you've never known how to cook. Have a cultural experience, right? Go to festivals, art galleries, live performances of things that you've never been to, not just concerts, right? Learn a new skill. We talked about self development, but maybe if you learned how to play an instrument, learn to knit, learn to sew, something like that, right? What about a wellness ritual? Like every now and then you do float therapy or go to a sound bath or aromatherapy. Baby, you can do that at home. I love aromatherapy. Let me tell you, one of the things that I do is while I'm working, I frequently burn incense. Aromatherapy is a part of my everyday. Okay, it's a part of my everyday. Create a personal retreat. We've already talked about a staycation, but sometimes it could be as little as doing a digital detox and playing a game like a board game. Or I used to love jacks. I still, when I moved to Mexico, I can't find my jacks. They're probably still at my daughter's house in Georgia, but I need to buy some more jacks. I don't know if you ever played jacks with the ball and the little pieces that you pick up. You throw the ball up and you pick up one. You throw the ball up and you pick up two. Baby, come on. Digital detox, game night, movie night, something like that. And the movie night, it don't even have to be a movie on the screen, right? It could be you and your family reenacting your favorite stuff. I love silly stuff like that, right? What about a silent retreat? I have what's called No Talk Fridays. I don't want to talk to anybody on Fridays. I have meetings as a fractional COO, and I don't want to talk to anybody on Fridays. I love silence. Okay. What about luxury? Hire a private chef to come in. Hire a personal shopper for a personal shopping clothing experience. Do a private tour of something, right? There are so many things that you can do to celebrate yourself because you're worth celebrating. And what I want you to do is I want you to start planning them. I want you to plan small ones, medium ones, and large ones. And I want you to put them on your calendar. I want some to be weekly. I want some to be monthly, some to be quarterly, some to be annually. Figure out how you're going to celebrate yourself. Bring that in as a part of your life. We're designing life here, y'all. I've given you a whole season of strategies to design your life. And celebrating yourself, I think, is the most important. Yes, I am a CEO, but I provide award winning fractional chief operating officer services to an exclusive clientele of 6 and 7 figure CEOs. But my passion is that I help solo and entrepreneurs to stop spinning their wheels and struggling to get their first 6 figures in business. If that's you, I invite you to be a part of my free group where we build community, we create collaborations. We have conversations that provide your business with transformational growth. Go to shaycannon.info/group and join us today. That's all for this episode. That's all for this season. I have had an amazing time. I hope you have too. It's been a pleasure having you to tune in. So, CEO, go design a life worth living. Bye for now.